I'm gonna have to probably turn that down.
Oh, well.
No, it's fine. What's up, everybody?
Well, how you doing? How you doing? How your mama doing?
How your mama now?
Welcome to Poor Decisions.
A podcast always in progress. I still need to get Nigel's freaking thing.
The intro.
The intro.
Yeah.
Because I did get the. I finally remembered the idea at the end after the last podcast. I'm like, I had
sound bite that you wanted.
The sound that I wanted. I finally remember what it was. It was John Taffer yelling, "Shut it down!
Shut it down!"
Yeah. From if you haven't watched Bar Rescue, I've become a huge fan of Bar Rescue. And
man, I remember back in the day, like when that first came on. It's when I lived in Los Angeles with my cousin.
Oh yeah.
And we would make a drinking game out of watching Bar Rescue.
Oh yeah.
Like anytime there was like roaches, or anytime he said "shut it down."
Oh yeah. He used to yell at way
oh
more
my
than
god,
he does
yeah.
now, though.
There's like a designated like Bar Rescue like channel on my LG. Like it's like an LG channel. You know, it's like just one of those curated, like, it's just going to run this 24 hours a day.
Pluto has that.
Yeah. But
Pluto
it's just the Bar Rescue channel.
Yeah. It's great. And they just did, well.
God, that show's been around for like 12 years, man.
Well, that's the thing. I think they had a couple years that they didn't do stuff. But then
because of COVID?
No, like they were actually doing stuff. There was a brief hiatus during COVID. But then, like, they had one season where they had, like, 60 freaking episodes.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, that's like fucking, the Batman series. Like, the first, like, season was, like...
But now it's pretty much just, like, 10 to 12 episodes.
Yeah, which is... I mean, goddamn, he's seen every single dive bar in the U.S. at this point now. John Taffer has.
Yeah, well, and that's what his thing now is... And I'm a season behind because, like, they just started the new season. And... but it's on Paramount Plus, or not Paramount Plus, but Paramount Network.
Yeah.
So I can't watch the new ones because I don't have cable TV and don't have Paramount. I have Paramount Plus, but so they just added last season.
Oh, okay.
So because he's trying to stretch himself out more, he's actually added a couple other people to help him with
like his
other bars.
What would they be called? Like his team or whatever, Well,
like so basically, he's putting them in his position.
Yeah.
So like Phil Wills, who's been on every single season, multiple times.
Is he one of the bartenders?
He's one of the mixologists.
Yeah. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
He's been one of the main people that's been going around, and he's hired a couple other people. And there's a couple people that do that. I almost feel like they put up with less shit than John does.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god. One of the episodes I recently saw, again, it was from last season. Danny Trejo was helping.
Interesting.
And because Danny
like for marketing or
no, just the aspect of running a restaurant because he's had Stretch on there.
I mean, oh really? I didn't know he had Stretch on there.
Wow. I can't remember when it was, but Stretch has been on there before.
I guess
from Grinders.
I'm not surprised.
It was a pizza.
If you don't know who Stretch is, he's the owner of Grinders and the Crossroads.
Yeah, and apparently he's done some other stuff too.
Oh, he's like BFFs with Guy Fieri.
Yeah, well, and then I just recently found out maybe it was you that told me that behind the stage there is his shop. Like he's like a engineering type of
he's a fucking madman, dude. He kind of does it all. He's kind of an asshole.
Yeah,
from what I've heard,
a lot of people
hearsay
that. Kind of position can be. I've met plenty of them.
I've known people that have worked for Stretch, and I met the man a couple of times, and I'm just like, you're kind of a tool. Yeah, I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast. He probably doesn't.
He probably doesn't listen to any podcast. But it's one of those things. It's like, don't ever meet your heroes.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I wouldn't consider him a hero, but
I remember
he's like a local celebrity, celebrity chef. I guess.
Yeah, I guess you could say
that.
Yeah. But I guess you could say, like when Danny Trejo was on one of the episodes, the wife was like one of the owners, but she was trying to enjoy retirement life, but having to spend a lot of time at the bar trying to help run stuff. And it was Danny Trejo and Phil Wills. And let's do that.
How
about a beer?
I'm gonna get into it.
Yeah.
As we keep talking.
Yeah.
We're 4 minutes in. We haven't had a goddamn beer yet.
I know. We just need to start pouring one before we even start.
Yeah, that's usually how it should go. I mean, it's what we've done in the past.
It has. Yeah, a couple times. But like they were just having a conversation.
Oh,
little spittle. Dear Lord, man. God dang.
I got your leg.
Yeah, you did. But they were having a conversation with the wife, and then the husband, who's supposed to be the owner but was drunk, came over and was getting all in an uproar, saying that he's like, "You're disrespecting my wife. You're raising your voice to her." They're like, whoa, like we're just having a conversation. Even the wife's like, no, like we were just talking. He's like, I'm not gonna have you guys in here if you're gonna disrespect my wife. Danny Trejo lit his ass up, and it was hilarious.
That's awesome.
What are we drinking?
So this is Memphis-made brewing company. It's a Kvik Pilsner.
Is it from Memphis?
I don't know. Pardon me. I'm suspicious.
Nowadays.
But it might be from Memphis.
Memphis, Kentucky or something.
Yeah, it's just a Kvik Pilsner, 4.8 or 4.5.
They used a Kvik yeast on a Pilsner?
Yeah, which is why I'm just like, well, that's interesting. I want to try that.
Yeah, because the idea of using a Kvik
is that it's like prone to like higher temperatures.
Well, higher temperatures, but usually provides a faster turnaround.
Yeah.
But then a Pilsner is
low and slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
So it's called a Gonerbrau, and it's a vinyl.
Well, and Kvik yeast is pretty cool.
That's a cool label.
Kvik yeast is more known, better suited for like pale ales and IPAs.
Yeah, and even saisons. Like
really?
Because saisons ferment at higher temperatures, and Kviks are they can withstand fermentation at like 78 plus degrees.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
They're very.
Well, that makes more sense because I was gonna say like this smells almost like a very light. Almost like an IPA, but the saison makes a little bit more sense now.
Yeah, I get a lot of like pear and peach out of that. It's pretty fruity for a Pilsner.
Yeah, and it's got
the clarity is not really there.
Well, it's so that's again, it's like it doesn't have a lot of sediment in it, but it is not very clear.
Wow, this is canned in 23. That is an old beer.
What? Oh, it does say. It even says canned on. God dang. All right.
So there might be some. I haven't tasted it yet, but there might be some.
I'm not picking up any oxidation.
Neither am I on the nose. It still smells pretty good. I wonder if that's kind of the benefit of using a Kvik is.
Well, cheers, sir.
Cheers.
I already got it.
It does not smell like a Pilsner at all.
It doesn't really taste like one.
The head retention is not there either.
Oh, no, it's completely lacking.
It's dead.
Any sort of
it's dead.
Lacing or head retention or...
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not
a...
wowing.
Yeah,
it's just very basic and common. I mean, you said it's supposed to be a Pilsner.
Yeah.
I still question
the
validity of that. Again, with the idea of the Kvik yeast.
Looks like it was canned on, I think that's either an 11 or a 10. 11-10 or 11-3-23.
But that's still...
So that's like a year and 4 months old.
Yeah.
It's not bad, considering it's not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
It's not oxidized flavor-wise.
What's the ABV on this? I'm going to put it in
4.5.
I was going to say in the 4s.
Yeah, it's. I would, if I didn't know, I'd say like 4.2.
Okay. I mean, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not one I would gravitate towards a lot, though.
Yeah. No, I went to... Transparent Brewing Company, we launched cans as of today, March 3rd, 2025.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday to my father as well. I haven't put
Happy birthday, Dad.
R.I.P.
And so I went to a couple spots. Didn't see our beer anywhere.
Well, and somebody was saying that at the bar last night, and I'm like, it's supposed to be launching today. I highly doubt that any places are going to already have it on the shelf.
Because I went to the Hy-Vee Wine and Spirits in Belton, and then I went to Lucas, or I'm sorry, Total Wine on State Line. They didn't have it.
Yeah.
But it was also, like 9 a.m. and I was just like, I was out and about. I'm just like, well, I'm just going to stop in and see if I can find it.
Yeah, I would imagine it's getting delivered today.
Yeah.
And I would imagine it's going to take like a day or two.
Yeah.
For it to really
later in the week,
up.
it'll be on shelves.
Yeah.
But it's still exciting, man. That's cool. It's cool news. It's cool to be a part of. I'm glad I brewed all of those beers. Helped can, helped package.
Yeah. And I know I helped package
You
one
help
of
package
them.
too. Yeah.
Once.
But it's
in the middle of a snowstorm.
Well, and it's crazy. I feel like it was back in October was when it was announced that we were getting this contract, and that March 1, March whatever was going to be the launch date.
And then we ended up giving them more than the original.
Yeah, Kansas, I think, ended up ordering more than they had anticipated.
Originally,
yeah.
There was an original order, but I think both Kansas and Missouri upped their orders.
Yeah.
Because they were getting deals with so many locations.
And so we'll be on shelves at, pretty
much everywhere.
Total Wines, both states.
Macadoodles. Price Choppers.
Hy-Vees. Yeah. What's it at Price Choppers? At Harry's Wine and Liquor?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be at Harry's Wine and Liquor. We'll be at Hy-Vee Wine and Liquor.
Yeah.
Or Wine and Spirits. I think that's what they call them.
Spirits.
Yeah.
Now hopefully it just sells and then it stays on the shelves.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the goal, right?
I dig the Papos hat, by the way, dude.
Thank you.
That is.
I don't wear it very often.
When did you get that? That looks like brand spanking new. Shout out to Papos for having a dope ass hat for a pizzeria.
Yeah, I've had it for a couple months now. I don't wear, I have a few hats. I just don't wear a lot of hats because being bald, my head sweats more easily.
Yeah.
So I don't
want to stain hats with sweat bands.
I usually gravitate towards my Dixons though too.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Dixon. I could really use some sort of
for real. You motherfucker, you were every day in February.
I did. I got it. I mean, granted, the last 2 days was my jackets.
It's flannel.
They're
I'm wearing
flannel.
a flannel today.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple. Yeah, that's a nice flannel. There was a couple days and they weren't all Dixons, but a majority of them were. And then there was a couple that were technically a bamboo material, and I wore those on the nicer pattern, days. It was a flannel / plaid pattern.
Yeah.
And so I just made the comment. I'm like, oh, bamboo's the lightweight flannel.
Hey,
I mean, kind of.
Yeah. Like I said, you should get a goddamn sponsorship for that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I was waiting for your post on Friday to be like, Final Flannel Friday for February.
You know what?
It's this crazy alliteration of F's.
Missed opportunity. I should have absolutely done it, but I had already knew that I was going to be out, and then I kind of decided a week beforehand. And I'm like, all right, the last 2 days will just be
jackets.
The 2 jackets that I have, and kind of just featuring those as well.
Yeah,
because those don't really, the jackets don't hardly ever get featured.
Yeah,
because I'll do the post, and I need to be better about posting on the Fridays. Because here soon I'll be switching over to Wild Shirt Fridays.
Yeah, we're getting there, man.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
Because I kind of already did.
Yeah. With this past one,
or
I guess it was that Friday.
It was Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was the Dixon with the
moonshine barrels.
The moonshine barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a cool shirt, man.
I do like that one.
I like that one a lot.
And then I actually wore one Sunday too, which is. And I kind of forget about it. It's very subtle. It's like stick figure drawings, but it's called.
Oh yeah, that one was
Drink,
cool
Drink,
too.
Drunk.
Yeah,
because actually one of our buddies, one of our regulars, Sunday regulars, Jeff. He's like, that's a really cool one.
Did he give you the decals?
Yeah, he did give you the decals.
Yeah.
Those are nice decals.
Yeah, they're nice. So, shout out to Jeff, man. He's a good dude.
Well, he said that's a friend of his that just lives down in Belton. I'm like, these are high quality freaking.
Yeah, no, those look really nice.
So yeah, I'm definitely gonna get those on the Jeep. Well, he's like, this one you could probably put it on a water bottle or something. I'm like, I'll put it on.
Was that the Chiefs one?
I think it was the Chiefs one. I'll put it on my Jeep, whatever.
Yeah.
So, because he said one of them he peeled off the the dealership sticker.
Yeah.
And I don't want it on mine either. I just haven't peeled it off yet. He's like, yeah, and I put this one in place of that. I'm like, that's a great idea.
Yeah, he's just like, I always take off those dealership decals and put something else there because I don't want people to I don't want them to have free advertising. It's like, that's fair.
In most of my vehicles,
fair.
I've gotten away from having the dealership decal on it.
Yeah.
This is like the first vehicle I think I've pretty much ever had that had a dealership decal on it.
I still have my Carvana license plate cover, and I'm just like, whatever. I don't give a
shit. I mean, they still exist
somehow.
I know.
I'm shocked because they were about to declare bankruptcy 2 or 3 years ago.
Because I see there must be a place somewhere near the brewery.
I know.
I see one of those carriers
at least once a week.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what's the other one? Drive Now or something.
Oh yeah, something like that.
It's another
it's like an actual dealership place though.
Yeah, but
because there's one in Lee Summit, I believe.
But I see all at least once a week I see a a sold car on the back of a truck.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I remember that. That was a fun time in my life. Like
with your little hamstermobile.
having my hamstermobile hand delivered to me. That was a good time, man.
Yeah. And now you have a hamstermobile. That's
know
worth less than
oh Jesus
it should be.
Yeah, it's worth like
damn Kia Boyz.
75% less of its perceived value.
That sucks.
Yeah.
So I did want to get into we got fan mail, and it's based off of our subscriber only episode.
Hey, okay.
Most recently, where we talked about some barbecue and some burgers.
Yeah, we ran the gamut on that one.
Apparently, we made Chad very hungry though.
Sorry, Chad.
And
sorry, not sorry.
He was saying he's like all the food talk has made me really hungry, and he thinks he's only had a couple of the burger places. But he's definitely going to check out a few more when he gets back into town.
Oh, you got to check out Grandstand if you haven't been there, man. That's the
Grandstand
best.
is pretty good. Yeah,
that is the best in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it. Like they do what, crinkle fries? If I recall,
they do, but they do the best tots.
I don't think I had their tot when I went there.
That's,
I've only been there once.
Oh man,
I need to go back out there and check.
The Kelly Burger has like slices of bacon and some like a strip of ham on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, it's.
Hopefully it still does.
A heart attack.
Damn inflation.
Yeah, for real.
All right. What are we going to get into today, sir?
So I saw something today on Instagram. Well, not today, but a couple days ago on Instagram.
Recently? Yeah.
Within the past, since Saturday, that I'm just like, oh, that'd be a good topic. Like I saved this reel, or maybe it was just a post, but it also kind of blew my mind as I was looking at it. My goddamn. I need your Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. It's loading. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So it's just a handful of iconic movies turning 30 years old.
Oh, I've seen some of this
2025.
Because I actually just came across a music one today. I'm just like, I feel old.
So the first one in this post, Toy Story, turns 30 years old this year.
And that makes you think, like, because you and I have about a 8 year
difference.
8 year difference. And so it just makes me think, it's like, shit, like, okay, so 30 years ago, I was
5.
I was turning 13 or whatever. So yeah.
But I remember maybe not necessarily seeing this movie in theaters, but like remember watching it for the first time.
I remember watching Toy Story for the first time.
And being
because
like,
my brother
whoa.
is like just a little bit younger than you are.
Yeah. Shout out to Pat.
Yeah.
But yeah, that movie still holds up.
Oh yeah, it's still a good movie, especially
like,
for kids.
Considering, like animation has come a long way since, but especially 3D animation has come a long way since.
They just kept it simple.
Yeah.
So it became almost timeless.
But I kind of miss the days of those like old like Pixar movies where you had to wait 3 years for a new one to come out instead of like, oh, here's to a quarter. Can you keep up?
Yeah,
like
no shit.
No, I kind of checked out after like Big 8. I think was the last one that I watched.
I never watched that one either.
And that was like based on like an anime, I think.
You mean was it Big Hero?
Yeah, Big Hero.
Big Hero 6 or something like that.
Yeah, that's yeah.
It's a
robot. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah,
I never watched that one, but I know like
I enjoyed it. It's good
because I think it was shortly after like kids actually kind of. Like, I remember them talking about it.
Stopped getting out of watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one was Toy Story is turning 30 this year. Die Hard with a Vengeance is also turning 30.
That's insane considering, like, I was actually just looking at something recently. Like, from 1 to 2 was pretty quick. But and from 2 to 3 was like 8 years.
And so it's a screenshot here of Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson has not aged at all.
Yeah, I mean, he has more like gray.
He has hair.
He has hair in it, yeah. That's probably why he shaves his head now, is because he doesn't want to look gray.
Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, is 30 years old, which is one of the few movies that I think the sequel is just as good, if not better, than the original.
Yeah. Everyone loves a slinky. You gotta love a slinky.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Go, slinky, go. This must be some kind of a record. Oh, one more step. Peanuts? It's bulky, but I consider it carry on. Peanuts. Oh.
Bumblebee Tuna.
Bumblebee Tuna?
Your balls are showing.
Bumblebee Tuna.
Such a good movie.
I reference that one pretty often.
Like a glove.
Yeah. One of the other ones, like, look, there's the consulate. Now if I could just find a parking spot. One of the other things I reference quite a bit on that is the shish kebab, Chicago, Shawshank Redemption.
I love that movie. It's so good. 7.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
With a very young Morgan Freeman and a very young Brad Pitt.
Worst unboxing video ever.
Yeah. Would not recommend.
Would not, no.
I would not watch that on YouTube.
No.
Let's see what else. Pocahontas.
God, is that?
Whatever. I don't give a shit.
That must have been early.
That's still 95, man.
I know, but still, it must have been earlier in the year.
Yeah, it doesn't say what month. But that's another one that I remember, like, watching in a theater, I think, or definitely having it on VHS.
I think I recall seeing that one in.
That was like one of those last, like, hand-drawn Disney movies back when Disney was good, and I use that term very loosely.
Yeah.
Because who starred in that? Who was that?
This says a release date to the United States was June 23rd.
Wow, so that was middle of the year.
Yeah, Mel Gibson's in it.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Christian Bale's in it?
Really? Who is Christian Bale? I know
Batman.
No, you know what I'm saying here.
Back then?
Yes. Who was he in the movie?
Oh, well, Mel Gibson was John Smith.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Christian Bale was Thomas, a loyal friend of John Smith.
Huh.
Billy Connolly's in it.
Wow. Look at that photo of him, too. God, he looks grungy as hell.
He is grungy as hell. Linda Hunt's in it as Grandmother Willow. And then Irene Bedard was
Pocahontas. I don't know who she is. Sorry, Irene.
Mostly played Native American lead roles in a variety of films. She is perhaps best known for her role as Susie Song in the 98 film Smoke Signals.
I didn't see that.
I'm not familiar with it.
We watched last night with the Strunks in honor of Gene Hackman, The French Connection.
Oh, yeah.
That movie is weird.
You know what? Something I actually just recently found out. He was in Young Frankenstein.
Oh, yeah, of course he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
don't inhale until the tip close. He did that role for free.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Because he just wanted to be a part of a Mel Gibson production.
Well, I think he was like golfing with Gene Wilder.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I originally saw the story about that. Yeah.
And then Gene was just like, I'm doing this movie with Mel Gibson. He's like,
I've
really always wanted to do a comedy. Like, would Mel let me do this role? And then he did it for free.
Yeah.
And it's one of the best, like, scenes in the movie.
So you said you watched French Connection?
French Connection. It's a weird movie, man. It's very artsy. It was like 1973. It was one of his best. It was like one of his breakout roles.
Oh, okay.
I think he won like Best Actor. I think it won.
He played some really weird roles.
I think it won like Best Film or Best Screenplay or something back in like 1973.
It being a big film, but yeah.
And like watching it, I'm just like, there's like it's just okay. I don't know if it's because I'm watching it 50 years later.
Yeah.
So I don't quite like appreciate it for
There's
what
a
it is.
disconnect.
There's a bit of a disconnect. And there were moments where I'm just like, oh, that's good. But there were also moments I'm just like, well, this plot is odd and doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of just like silence throughout the film.
Yeah.
So I feel like it very much like an art piece.
Because I remember he was in Royal Tenenbaums as well.
He was.
Talk about a weird film.
Yeah. Yeah. So going back to movies that turned 30 years old in 2025, Batman Forever.
Which says a lot, even more about Batman and Batman Returns.
Yeah, which was the sequel. And
not
Forever, a great movie.
Forever was the third one.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Because that was the one with
Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey.
And Jim Carrey, yeah.
So Jim Carrey's in 2 movies that turned 30 years old this year.
That's when he was doing a lot of stuff.
Well, I mean, didn't he do like Dumb and Dumber? He did like 3 movies that one year.
Yeah.
Ace Ventura, Dumb and Dumber, and I can't remember the third one. Maybe it's just the 2, but it like just catapulted his career
Yeah.
And it's just like wild the amount of work he did that was released that year. So yeah, Batman Forever, Heat with Robert De Niro.
Talk about a weird movie as well.
Yeah, I know, right?
Stupid computer. IMDb. Computer's acting up.
Heat's turning 30 years old this year. Waterworld. At the time, the most expensive movie ever made.
Oh, yeah.
And probably the biggest box office flop.
It is not a good movie.
It's bad. It's bad. But I remember watching, that's another movie I remember watching for the first time and being like, what the hell am I watching?
It's like, I see where it could have been a good movie, but I just feel like there was some bad execution on it.
Well, it was, it was so much, like, they spent so much money on, like, practical effects.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's in water, there's explosions, it's, like, it was all over the place.
Yeah. And then you had, Dennis Hopper in it.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
And it's just very weird movie. And then he followed that up with The Postman.
Yeah.
Postman was before that. I can't remember.
Yeah. Kevin Costner made some weird choices.
Yeah. Like every movie was basically like an apocalyptic movie. Just the amount of the apocalyptic event, though, was different.
Yeah. Yeah. What else do we have here? Jumanji. That's crazy.
That one is crazy.
I love that movie so much, man. That movie.
How about a beer?
Heard, Chef, heard. Pick one out.
Okay.
But that I feel like that movie, as well as like Jurassic Park, kind of scared me as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Like the fact that like this video game could turn into real life.
Well, that was the board game version.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, the board game.
Okay.
Right. Like that scared the shit out of me, man. I'm just like,
oh yeah,
whoa.
It made you really think about like, okay, what games am I going to actually play?
Because I was, I feel like I didn't see it obviously in theaters in 1995. I was 5 years old, but it's another movie that I remember watching on VHS and being like, this is kind of spooky, man, for a kid. Like,
yeah,
it was entertaining as hell, but
that was prime Blockbuster days for me.
Man, I miss Blockbuster so much, man.
Yeah, it's all right.
I miss like because that was my Friday nights was.
Oh yeah, and
me, my brother, and my dad would go and rent movies, and one video game. So we'd watch like, we'd get two movies, watch one Friday, watch one Saturday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, try to beat a video game.
Yeah,
But
that was before video games were as large as they are nowadays.
Yeah, I mean we just had an N64, so it was like easy to beat like a a game in a weekend.
Quick playthrough type of stuff,
with the three of us all like taking turns and but
where playthroughs were pretty much coming out the same time the game came through because all the people that got it ahead of time were able to get the playthroughs done and stuff.
I'm a big proponent of getting guidebooks.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember
just so you don't miss stuff because you don't want to like.
I don't want
to with those games.
I want 100% everything.
You don't want to miss something.
I'm a completionist.
Because sometimes you're playing it and then all of a sudden like if you played it and turn it back in or whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody's like, oh, did you see this? Like,
it's like, oh shit.
No, I didn't. What the hell?
No, we had the guidebook for. So what are we drinking here, Bryan?
This one is going to be, and this one I actually bought last week too, but then we never got to it. It's from Callsign Brewing. It's the Bomber Brown Ale. So Callsign being a veteran-owned and operated brewery
here in Kansas City,
in the KC area, yeah. So it's a 5.2%. So yeah, they're
I do like brown ales.
Callsign's all about the they do some really good themed stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Their can art's always you kind of like nose art like, if you will.
Yeah,
and their logo's pretty freaking cool too. It's just it's an old prop, like a B-52, but the prop versions.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it like one of those airships?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, like what's it called?
A bomber?
Well, I mean, it's a bomber, but oh man, that smells so good.
Oh yeah.
Well, cheers.
Cheers, sir. I've been wanting to get to their tap room.
I love a good brown ale, man. Oh, I went there. I've only been there once, but it's a solid tap room, man. It's nice.
Have you gone
clean.
to the original one or the second location?
I think the original one off of
they're not far. The new one's not far from because they closed the original down.
Okay,
and because they moved to the new one, which is bigger.
I know it's like up in like North Kansas City.
Yep.
Because what's that main road there? There used to be a.
Well, they're located on Burlington. it says.
But I remember doing, the St. Patrick's Day parades up there, and it was that same main stretch.
Yeah.
And they're right there on. I can never remember the main road that goes north and south
In North KC.
Yeah.
I can never remember it either.
Yeah.
I just pretty much always went off of landmarks whenever I was driving around there. It was like, all right, I need to turn here, turn there, and freaking do this and do that and whatever.
So I think there's only a handful of movies here that turn 30. It was Jumanji was the last one that we picked up on.
Yep.
Try to scroll through this real fast here. GoldenEye.
God, I feel like that's older.
Talk about another game.
You know what? This actually kind of goes with something that I almost have that we could follow up with.
The last one is kind of a... Why would they end it on this? Like, I never really gave a shit about this movie, but Casper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's a weird one.
It was interesting.
It was fine.
Because of the way they did it, and it was unique for that time.
Yeah. And Christina...
With Christina Ricci.
And she's going to be at a Planet Comic-Con.
Yeah, I wish I could go to that.
Me fucking too, man. There's a lot, like... they're doing like a Doctor Who thing there with David Tennant.
David Tennant, yeah.
Dude.
And I remember I went several years ago, and they actually had they called it the Timey-Wimey Puppet Show.
That's hilarious.
It was actually really good.
I've only been to that Planet Comic-Con like twice, and it was amazing.
I've been a couple times, but it's been several years.
It's been at least a decade since I last went.
Yeah, I don't think it's been a decade since I've been, but it's been quite a few years.
Yeah, I was in my mid-20s the last time I went.
Yeah, because like I remember one year I actually took off Friday, so I could go all day Friday too.
Yeah, I did a Friday and Saturday once, and I'm just like, I don't have enough money to buy all the things that I want to buy.
Yeah, so
like,
it was more of just okay, I'm just
gonna
just look and enjoy the freaking
just people watch.
Because I know one of our John Nell, one of our artist friends, at the brewery, he I don't know if he's going to be there this year or not, but I know he's been there the last couple of years.
Yeah,
and because he does some solid Star Wars art.
He does.
So yeah.
I haven't seen John in a while. I hope he's doing all right.
I think he's been busy because
sure
he was doing some art stuff out in Vegas too.
Yeah, I saw that for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, which was pretty cool. And then he's done some like F1 stuff. And so yeah, he's been pretty busy. And I know like his kid's off in college now too. So
yeah,
probably been following up on that and whatnot.
Yeah, I haven't seen him or Mark.
Yeah,
in a while. Mark's he's a character.
That's an understatement. I mean, he's an artist.
Yeah, he's an artiste.
Actually,
what do you got?
That you just had actually is pretty funny because I just came across this thing that I saved. It says all of these movies came out in '95. You can only save one. The rest are erased forever.
Okay.
So this one it has the Jumanji. It has Batman Forever.
It has Toy Story.
It has Water World. It has Seven. Did I say Casper?
No.
All right, it has Casper. But I'll go from the top. It has Clueless, Toy Story, Heat, Braveheart, Showgirls.
Braveheart's such a good movie, man.
Yeah. Empire Records, which you're familiar with now.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Bad Boys, Pocahontas, 007, GoldenEye, Kids, Jumanji.
The Goofy movie.
A Goofy movie, Ghost in the Shell, Waterworld, 7, 12 Monkeys.
Oh, my God.
Casper, Batman Forever, Friday, and Outbreak.
Fucking Friday came out in 95?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
And this says all of these movies came out in 95. You can only save one.
I'm torn between GoldenEye and Friday.
Okay, so let's go this way. Because when I was looking at this, I'm like, God, just one. Like, we should try to do like a top 3.
I could do a top 3, and I just named 2 of them.
You said GoldenEye and what?
GoldenEye and Friday.
Friday.
And then, honestly, probably Braveheart.
Yeah.
I love that movie. It is a great movie.
Yeah, I think for me, Empire Records is one of them, and GoldenEye is one of them. And then, honestly, I think it's probably Friday.
Yeah,
for me. I mean, as much as I do like 7 and 12 Monkeys is a great,
and Bad Boys is
up there.
So good, man.
Yeah,
so good.
I mean, it's been a great series too. I mean, even I haven't seen the most recent one.
Neither have I.
But the third one I saw, and even it was parts of the story were a little far-fetched, but still interesting.
Yeah.
For being an action style thing.
For being, these motherfuckers are in their 50s and still doing this,
Yeah, but then they actually play on that though too.
Yeah.
Like, basically joking like they've been doing this way too goddamn long.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
One of the things I realized is Brad Pitt's in 2 of these.
Yeah, 7 and
12 Monkeys.
Yeah.
So yeah,
which I've only seen that movie once.
12 Monkeys,
like a long time ago.
It's weird because it involves like time travel and like trying to avoid this, almost like a COVID like event.
I remember for me when I watched it being like, this seems kind of heady to me, like.
It's definitely one of those.
It's a cerebral movie.
It's like a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
And I get into those types of things.
Yeah.
Like the Knives Out and the.
Oh, dude, I love those. I love the whodunits.
The whodunits. And like this is kind of up there like with that psychological kind of. You really have to kind of pay attention and follow it. Like the Fight Clubs. Like Fight Clubs was one of my favorite movies.
That movie, that's that and Memento.
Oh, yeah.
When I watched them for the first time, I'm just like, what the fuck
is
did
going
I just
on?
watch?
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
And same with like, even I'd put American History X up there too. Like, that was a mind fuck too. It made me feel really uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
But
makes you really think about it.
It really does. Yeah, man.
As well.
So did you see, I see a Wu-Tang.
Oh, yeah. And we talked about that.
We did, but we didn't talk. Did we talk about it on the pod?
Yeah.
We did?
Last episode.
Okay.
Hey. Because they just announced it that day.
Man,
but like I
want to go see
one
them.
of these sites like did like special
That's
artwork
dope
for it.
as fuck.
Yeah, so
Run the Jewels and Wu-Tang, dude. I think they're coming to St. Louis or Chicago.
Chicago is the closest one.
Yeah, it's
to us.
It's an 8-hour drive. I don't know.
But then like there was, well, I guess Tulsa is closer because that's like 4 hours,
maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah. Because then that's when we had talked about like they're going to be in Phoenix, and I talked about like their last date is Philadelphia.
The RZA was recently on the Colbert show, talking about how it's just like it's if you can make it, please do. This is going to be an epic, like.
Well,
series.
I don't think they're going to half-ass any of it.
No, but it's like I think it's the best climate for this too right now. Like politically, we need these groups to be together.
I'm a big fan of Run the Jewels.
I love Run the Jewels, man.
I'd love to see it. Like my kid, actually, one of the beer glasses I have, my oldest, bought me a Run the Jewels beer glass a couple years ago for Christmas.
We've in the back of house on these production days, packaging days, or whatever you want to call them. Been listening to a lot of like Run the Jewels, and I'm just like, dude,
they got some great stuff.
They got some killer beats, and like LP and Killer Mike, man. Like, they work so well together. Oh yeah, I love LP's flow, dude. Like his flow is so good.
I'm familiar with Killer Mike, like because Killer Mike's done stuff with a bunch of other people.
Yeah,
like one of my
he did a bunch of stuff with like Big Boy
and Outkast. Like one of my The Whole World is one of their songs that I really love, and Killer Mike's on it.
Yeah,
and it's a really kind of dope music video too.
Dude, he's just like, and I know he's done like a lot of stuff with like Adult Swim because they're based out of Atlanta.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he's cut a bunch of promos for like Adult Swim, like back in the the aughts and the early 10s and whatever.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, man, who is this guy? Like,
when I know like a lot of people like almost like make fun of me for enjoying this movie so much, but America the Motion Picture, he's in it. He's in it as John Smith.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. You know what? I've never watched it.
I believe it.
As much as you've
a lot of people
talked about it.
It's a ridiculous movie.
Oh, I know.
But it cracks me up because there's a lot of big name people in it.
It's
like
insane.
Channing Tatum voices George Washington, and then oh crap, who did MacGruber? Will Forte.
Yeah, Will Forte.
He voices Lincoln.
Yeah.
Killer Mike's in it. You got Jay. Oh crap, what's his last name? It's like some crazy name, and he was in the League. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the crazy cop.
Yeah.
He plays Samuel Adams. Oh crap, I'm blanking. Hold on, I gotta look at. I'm gonna have to look. Just because it's a ridiculous freaking cast that just makes no goddamn sense. Come on, pull it up.
bang, bang, bang.
My computer's been up too. I just restarted it. I might have to pull this up on my phone because it literally is like frozen up on me.
Well, you've got 5011 tabs open, so.
What? It's Google, so it's fine.
Is it?
It's Chrome, it's fine.
Is it?
Yeah. That's not the reason why my computer's having problems. My computer has problems when I'm not using Google Chrome.
That's fair.
I keep trying to type it in, and it keeps just trying to go to Captain America. Like, no, I don't want Captain America, motherfuckers. Olivia Munn plays Thomas Edison. And they made the joke as like, you're not a guy. It's like, Thomas could be a girl's name too.
Fair.
Jason, what is it? Mantzoukas or Mantzoukas? As soon as I show you the picture, you'd be like, oh yeah, that guy.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he plays he voices Samuel Adams. And
he's hilarious.
Basically, he meets him at basically a frat party. And but yeah, Channing Tatum voices George Washington. Judy Greer voices Martha Washington.
That's hilarious. I love her. She's so funny.
Yeah. Bobby Moynihan voices Paul Revere, who just plays this socially awkward person where his best friend is the horse named Clyde. Yeah, Killer Mike is the blacksmith. Simon Pegg voices King James.
Oh, that's awesome.
Andy Samberg voices Benedict Arnold, who is also a werewolf.
Of course.
Yeah, obviously. Carlos Alazraki, he voices Clyde, the horse.
Okay. Yeah.
Even though he pretty much only has like one line the whole time. But yeah, no, it's an absolutely ridiculous movie, but I love it.
That's a killer cast.
It is a killer cast, and they did a great job with it. Like it's a comedy, but
I mean, obviously, with all those people, it's not going to be a fucking serious movie.
Film. Well,
it's animated.
It's called
too.
America: The Motion Picture.
Yeah,
and like their tagline is based on actual events or something like that, or historically accurate. Because like part of it, like they show up to this bar to try and stop the redcoats, and the name of the bar is called Vietnam, and they burn it down basically. And so the premise of it is George Washington is trying to get revenge for his BFF, Abraham Lincoln.
His BFF.
Yeah, they actually had shirts.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, and it was and he was killed by Benedict Arnold in the Ford Theater, and but it was the Ford logo
like
theater.
The Ford.
Yes, like the motor company.
All right, I probably should watch this.
King James shows up in a boat to try to oversee the complete takeover, and it's the Titanic, which they sink.
Maybe this will be the movie that we watch on 4th of July weekend with the Strunkses.
Yes, that would be a good choice.
Yeah, it sounds ridiculous.
It absolutely is.
Wow.
There's a whole scene in it where George Washington is trying to do code breaking, and they're doing basically the exact same thing from Swordfish. When Hugh Jackman was doing the whole coding thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, they recopied that whole scene, but it's animated now. And like it's because they're trying to determine where Benedict Arnold is hiding. And they said it's somewhere in Gettysburg. Like they're trying to figure out what the Gettysburg address is. And it ends up just being one Gettysburg lane.
Like way or lane or something. Yeah.
They're like, yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
It's so dumb.
They acknowledge how stupid the movie basically is, too.
Oh, yeah. Hyper aware.
Oh, yeah. What's next, sir?
So.
We should do this first.
How about a beer?
There we go.
Yeah.
Should we get a new glass for this? It's an IPA.
So
from Firestone. Mind Haze Brain Melter.
And Mind Haze is a popular one, but this one I'm not familiar with.
It's a hazy Imperial IPA.
Imperial IPA. Okay.
Yeah. Hazy. It's only It's only 8.5.
How hazy is it?
I don't know. Pretty hazy, I guess. Kind of hazy.
All right.
Cloudy. I don't know. Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
I swear I just recently had something else that I had saved, but now I can't seem to find it. And that was like a part of it. I can't find it. Fuck it, whatever.
Noise.
So, MLB, the team started having sponsors on their jerseys, right?
Uh-huh.
And, there's actually still several teams that don't have.
I'm glad they went back to the old names on the back instead of how it looked last season. That looked awful.
Well, the Royals were actually one of the few teams that had the exception of to get bigger names.
Yeah.
Because they saw it early on, and so they had to write a formal request to have different like lettering with / bigger.
Because it was
font.
last year everything was like arced.
It was tiny.
Yeah, and now it's just like straight ahead.
Normal, like it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they still had the ads or the logos, which the Royals the Royals are Quick Trip.
That was last year too, though. They were sponsored by QT last year.
Yeah, and I don't think most of them are still the same.
Which, honestly, I don't care. I really don't care.
I really don't. But one of the things I know we talked about, or we didn't talk about, but I know it was brought up late in the year, and this was something I heard some other customers talking about. It's if the sleeve changes, whether you are a lefty or a righty. That way, it was facing towards the camera.
Facing towards the camera.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, that's kind of bullshit. Just pick a sleeve.
Whatever, it makes sense.
And make it the same across all the uniforms. Hence the idea of uniform.
Yeah. I get it. As an advertiser, you want your logo seen.
I mean, I get it, but some of these teams, I'm surprised the Yankees have something.
Me too.
Honestly,
you'd think that
they don't put names.
The team that finally decided it's okay for people to have trimmed beards.
Yeah. What's next? Are they gonna start putting names on their uniforms?
Yeah. Oh my God. I think the fan base would blow up.
Oh yeah, and that's funny because Packer.
I don't think that would go over at all.
Because Packer's a Yankees fan, and I give him shit for it all the time. But his girlfriend a couple years ago for Christmas bought him an Aaron Judge jersey.
And it said Judge on it.
And it had Judge on it. He's like, I really like it, babe, but it's not right. She's like, what the hell's wrong with it? He's like, it has a name on it. And that's when he had to explain that the Yankees don't put names on their jerseys.
Yeah. Because it's not about the name on the back. It's about the name on the front.
Yeah. Which, I mean, and I get, but then, I also come from the adage of, soccer, where you have some of these teams that have 20 sponsors on fucking jersey.
Or like the NBA, has a couple.
Yeah. And, because there's been teams that literally, they get a sponsor that spends so much money that their logo or name or whatever is up in the top of the back of your back, above the number, which is where the name usually goes.
Yeah.
So they're one of the few teams that actually would have their jerseys untucked because their name was on the bottom of the jersey.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting though too.
You know what, man? I think it's dumb having corporate sponsors for billion-dollar
companies or whatever.
Yeah, these sports franchises that, especially in the MLB, there's no salary cap. So they can potentially spend as much as they want to, but when it comes to the NFL where they have a salary cap, they don't slap. I mean, yeah, you see, they're sponsored by Nike or, Adidas or whomever, but you don't see Quick Trip sponsoring the Chiefs,
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's only a matter of time because, we always thought that there's no way that Arrowhead would ever
sell out,
become
GEHA,
or GEHA, which is what I guess it's supposed to be GEHA.
It's GEHA, but everyone calls it GEHA.
Everybody looks at it or it says GEHA or GEHA or whatever. Yeah. It's still dumb,
but it's what do they call it? Arrowhead at GEHA, or is it?
No,
GEHA?
It's GEHA Field at Arrowhead
Stadium.
Yeah.
But and it's the last. I mean, I guess technically not anymore. It's, Soldier Field and Lambeau.
Yeah, those are the only other ones. Yeah,
that's it, man. Everything else is
as a sponsor.
Yeah. It used to be, what was the Cowboys stadium? It was AT&T, and now it's fucking something else.
Yeah.
And it's SoFi for the Rams.
Which I would still love to see that stadium.
It used to be Heinz Field, and now it's something else.
Yeah. And that was probably, and that's weird, like, because Heinz was based off of a company.
Yeah.
Which, like, oddly enough, like, kind of had its own.
I mean, I guess Foxborough was one of the last ones, too. And I don't know if they're Foxborough anymore.
It's Gillette.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the way I am even with, I mean, because technically, Kaufman is not Kaufman anymore.
No.
I'm blanking on what it is. But
it's still, people here still call it Kaufman.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody's still going to call it Arrowhead.
And it's people are still going to call it the Sprint Center.
Yeah. And
don't try to fool me with that T-Mobile bullshit.
I know. Well, and then, like, Sandstone is the same way.
It's always going to be Sandstone, man.
Even though it's had like 3 or 4 different names.
It's been Cricket Wireless. It's been fucking whatever else it is now.
Yeah. And I've just kind of gotten to the point where, like, even Sporting Park, like, I just call it Sporting Park. It's had a couple different.
Well, it's Children's Mercy Park or something?
It started off as Livestrong.
Yeah, that's right. And then that whole thing blew up. Yeah, oof.
And, but yeah, then it's been Children's Mercy Park, which I'm fine with that. But I'm just like, okay, at that same instance, it's just like, you know what? I'm just going to call it Sporting Park.
Yeah, which people do.
Not to negate, the sponsorship of Children's Mercy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, does Children's Mercy need to be sponsoring a stadium?
Does a hospital need to be sponsoring a stadium?
Like, who's not using Children's Mercy? Like, they are well known.
Yeah.
Almost
they're
countrywide.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like, like, I feel like that's just bad.
Oh, well, it's corporate interest and fucking, that's America.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's a bunch of bullshit. So anyway, that's, been my take on that.
But yeah, it's I think it's weird. I don't know if I necessarily think it's weird to have corporate sponsors for billion, like, dollar plus sporting franchises, but I get it.
I mean, I guess that stems to, even something like a podcast like us is, they get sponsored and it's like, hey, Poor Decisions podcast brought to you by XYZ Foundation, or like, I'm not using this as a
brought to you
promotion,
by Casey's.
Not using this as a promotion of like, hey, we have a sponsor now.
Brought to you by Buc-ee's.
It would be a nice segue.
Yeah.
But we ain't got one.
Hey, Buc-ee's is coming to Kansas City. Maybe we can get that stupid fucking beaver on our podcast.
Not when you say it like that.
I love that beaver.
You love beaver?
Phrasing?
Yeah, you do.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? All right. On that note,
I love Bucky Beaver.
Yeah.
Is that his name? Do you know? What's his name?
I would imagine it is.
It's got to be Bucky Beaver, right?
Well, I doubt it's Bucky Bob.
Or it's, Steve the Beaver.
Stever. Where'd you come up with that from?
I just came up with that.
Strunk pop up in your head.
No, it just happened. It just happened. That's magic. That's magic at radio.
Makes me want to start fucking with Steve now.
Hey, Stever.
Hey, Stever.
No. Hi, Lily. She looks so sad.
Oh, yeah. She's pitiful.
Oh, my God.
She's so mistreated. But Mommy has been, Mommy started a different job, and so she's gone all day. But she still comes home and loves on Lily.
Where's Layla? She outside?
She might be up in Kylan's room. Because she's been hanging out in Kylan's room.
Yeah.
And every once in a while she does something, cat-like.
Yep. Sounds like a cat.
That pisses Kylan off, and then he
kicks her out.
He kicks her out of his room. Yep. And Zeke's probably living his best house hippo life.
Yep, that's what he does, man.
He has his moments. He gets energetic, and if he starts running at you,
be ready.
Yeah. Get out of the way.
Hope you're fucking planted, because he will.
He's a wrecking ball.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
He's like a bowling ball, absolutely. But if you haven't checked out, I think almost all our subscribers have checked out the bonus episode.
Oh yeah, if you're subscribed.
Yeah. So that lets me know that, like, hey, people are finding it. Those subscribers are finding the bonus episode.
Yep.
So thank you for checking that out, and I'm excited to keep doing that. I did up our plan.
Oh.
So that way we
got more time.
So we got more time.
Woo!
And that is part of the idea of, we've been becoming more consistent with hitting just over an hour. which is,
phrasing.
Hey-o.
Yeah, we have.
That's a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's complaining about that, I don't think. But obviously, some months we'll have, like 5 episodes release and then trying to also do a bonus.
Yep.
So, we're trying to up our game.
Goddamn right.
But
Got to keep listening.
Yeah. So make sure.
Tell your friends, goddammit.
Yeah, tell your friends, please.
Christ.
And make sure you give us those likes and the follows. And we've talked about trying to get better at the starting to do some more reels.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, we've it's been a while.
We've slacked off on that since
the
whole Advent
infamous,
calendar.
Well, yeah, I was about to say that or the pumpkin beer.
The pumpkin one, and that was YouTube though too.
Oh.
Yeah, we need to start doing some more YouTube stuff too.
Yeah.
But we'll see how the future.
We also have
as
to
well.
we have to fix the gate on these mics.
Yeah, because it does keep cutting off.
Yeah.
So
was never a problem before you
loaned it to Nigel.
Let someone else use it.
Damn it, Nick. And they think they're the Podfathers. I'm like, I keep
fucking up our gate.
I keep having to remind them, like, you realize I did podcasting like over a decade ago.
Yeah, it's
It's like I didn't start podcasting because
it's
of
not
you guys.
It's not a contest, Brian. It's not a contest.
Apparently to them it is.
Well, they can suck a dick. And I say that lovingly.
Lovingly. It's like, with all due respect, I'm about to disrespect you, but fuck off.
With all due respect, suck a fart out of my ass.
Is that with or without a straw?
You do whatever you want to do.
Or just get like a funnel. And
yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. Let's go.
That way you can cup it around your nose better.
Yeah.
And we have so many people that are like, like just like wanting to choke now.
And on that note,
we get to do the new button. And so, yeah, I got it ready.
You got a new button?
Buttons aren't toys, but they are fun to push.
All right. Well, let's hear it.
This is how we're going to start trying to end out the thing. So here we go.
Shut it down.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.